They say it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so let's see if it actually happens, as I can see the clouds coming in. And what's going on today? As you know, in the US, they're proposing this law that would essentially ban companies like DJI from selling their drones because of their affiliation with the Chinese Communist Party. That's the claim and so forth anyways. And apparently, I guess DJI is kind of sending a notice to all its users as this may become reality. This one says, a bill against DJI is expected to move in the US Congress in June, which would impact US operators' access to DJI drones. This applies to recreational, commercial, and government use. If DJI's FCC authorizations are revoked, US operators would no longer be able to access new DJI drones, and their existing drone fleets may even need to be grounded. The bill is based on inaccurate claims and contradicts a technology-based policy approach that would raise the bar on drone security overall. So it made me wonder why now, for example, as it's been happening for a while. And apparently, according to this, I suppose that news on how the US passed a law to potentially ban TikTok and all that is raising concerns. It says there's an increasing concern that the recent passing of the TikTok bill in Congress will act as a precedent for other pending legislation against Chinese companies in the US. This could include the Countering CCP Drones Act, which directly targets DJI, and a new bill called the Drones for First Responders Act. If the Countering CCP Drones Act is enacted, American drone operators would lose access to new DJI drones and may lose the ability to fly their existing fleet. If DJI's FCC authorizations are revoked, this would apply to all drone operators regardless of recreational, commercial, or government use. And that's the biggest thing to think about, where it affects everyone. And just to be clear, they say here, but the Countering CCP Drones Act only affects enterprise and government users, right? Recreational users have nothing to worry about. They say if DJI's FCC authorizations get revoked, all operators who use DJI drones will be affected, regardless of whether they use it for recreational or commercial use. To be clear, this would stop US customers getting the latest new products from DJI, and it would lead to an absurd situation where the most advanced country in the world was using old DJI equipment, while customers in Europe, Asia, and the rest of the world benefit from the new and innovative DJI products. That's bad for US drone users and bad for the industry as a whole. A Drone Service Providers Association surveyed members, and 2/3 said they would go out of business without access to Chinese drones. So what would you think in that case? Is that enough to get people, for example, to make a big fuss about it? And they mentioned, for example, all these sites and links to organizations and all that. And it's kind of an interesting situation overall because of what happened with TikTok, for example, where it went through. I know some people were actually saying there's no way this is going to pass, for example, but that doesn't seem to be the case, I guess, so far. There seems to be a high likelihood where it will. And with that, who benefits from it? Would US companies, for example, see a spike in business and all that? Well, as you know, companies like Skydio exited the consumer market per se and focused more on things like government solutions. And then this one says, US Department of Defense adds Skydio X10D drone to Blue UAS cleared list. Skydio, the leading US drone manufacturer and world leader in autonomous flight today, announced that Skydio X10D has been added to the US Department of Defense cleared list. This designation by the Defense Innovation Unit recognizes Skydio X10D for its adherence to rigorous security standards and its capability to enhance operational effectiveness across various defense scenarios. With X10D on the Blue UAS list, procurement for government and defense entities is simplified and accelerated. And they say here, quote, as the largest manufacturer of small drones in the United States, serving every branch of the US military, the Blue UAS cleared list is a critical distinction for Skydio X10D, said Mark Valentine, President of Global Government at Skydio. This represents an important step forward in providing secure, autonomous, uncrewed aerial systems to more US defense operations. As the only domestic company producing dual-use drones at scale for both the enterprise and defense sectors, Skydio is proud to get the X10D into the hands of our service members, providing a critical combat capability in a time of growing global threats. Will they actually re-enter, for example, the consumer market if DJI drones, for example, get banned? Because theoretically, that should be other companies would get banned too, for example, like an Autel. So will companies like this actually step up, and will people actually embrace their products instead afterwards because they have, let's just say, no choice? All right, see you guys later.